Red Hulk, another one of the new Thunderbolts, who looks like came from the game that we were playing with because he's on Click 5. So he's 150 points. He is indomitable. This is the start of our rares. Yeah, Punisher finished off the uncommons. Yeah, start of the rares on the set. Now, unfortunately, we don't actually have all the rares. We were missed out on 2, even with the 3 bricks that we opened. So he has a white movement ability. I'll assassinate Cyclops if you won't. Red Hulk can use running shot, stealth, improved target ignore, hindering, and has a range of 6, which would kind of indicate his actual Thunderbolt Ross persona when he's not Red Hulk. And he has a white damage ability here, Soldier On. Red Hulk can use leadership. When he does and succeeds, each friendly character that shares a keyword with him and is a lower point value can use willpower this turn. This is actually really good. Jason used, we had a game last night after we opened all of these, and Jason used this a lot, even when he wasn't adjacent to anybody to take off an action token. Just succeeding with the willpower gave everybody on his team, or succeeding with the leadership gave everybody on his team willpower. So it's really, really solid. He does open with that ability. He also opens with a 9 movement charge, 10 attack super strength, 18 defense with impervious, which is the first run that we've seen of impervious in this set, which obviously isn't a very well handed out ability in this set, and which is going to make him awesome for sealed. And 4 damage with that leadership ability. And he is also a switch click. And he goes on the Avengers team base. This team character can use poison. They can use it normally, or damage dealt from it can be penetrating damage. If damage dealt from poison is penetrating, at the end of your turn you must roll the d6 and turn the asset dial that many times clockwise. So it's a force asset dial roll, which you don't actually have to do your asset dial every turn. You can keep it on there. But if you are going to do penetrating poison with the Red Hulk, you do have to roll your asset dial. Alright, and next up we have Venom. Venom is also our Thunderbolts Venom. This is a Flash Thompson Venom, Agent Venom. And he's got the whole black and red thing going on for the Thunderbolts as well. So he has 96 points, 6 range, 2 targets. He has a white movement power, infiltrate and neutralize. Venom can use plasticity, running shot, and stealth. And he has white attack power later on, run and gun and web. When Venom hits a single opposing character, roll a d6 that can't be re-rolled. On the result of 4 to 6, that character can't make an attack during its next turn, which is actually kind of cool. It makes it as a almost incapacitate without actually giving the action. It would be like a real incapacitating the character, where it's like, no, you can't do anything next turn. And he has a white damage ability, let the monster loose. When Venom attacks an opposing character, that character can use super senses. Once per game, give Venom a yeah, it does say that. Okay. Once per game, give Venom a free action, and when he can use this power, he can use Battle Fury and modifies all of his combat values by +2. Okay, there's the bump there. So he does give the opposing character a chance to evade the attack, but at the bonus of getting +2 to his own attack. Sorry, to all of his combat values. So +2 is attack and damage on that attack, even if they want to super sense it away. That's it's pretty interesting. Now I'm sure you guys have noticed at the top of the card here we have the Agent Venom face, which is the guy that I've been showing you here, and there's also the Symbiote Let the Monster Loose face, which is right over here. So we actually did manage to pull them both, so you can see the difference there between the two of them. Same sculpt other than his head, and you've got Venom sticking his tongue out there with the whole classic blah Venom face. Very cool that there's a variant there in the set. I'm not sure just how rare the monster venom is. We did manage to pull one of each. So moving on, we've now got Mercy, who's one of the Thunderbolts that shows up in the Thunderbolt Fast Forces. Now this one is 122 points. She flies and has 6 range. She has a white movement power there. Only those I want to can see me. Mercy can use phasing, teleport, and stealth. And she has a white damage ability later on. Mercy is helping the dying along their path. When an opposing character within 3 squares in line of fire would take damage, increase the damage belt by 1 if this effect hasn't been applied to that character this turn. So she's got a little bit of a boost there when you're dealing damage. If she's near anybody that you're attacking, you're dealing damage to, first time you do damage to them that turn, she's going to give you an extra 1 to your damage dealt. It's pretty awesome. At 122 points, yeah, she's pretty cool. Alright. Moving on, we now have Lady Deadpool. Now, Lady Deadpool comes with my common senses tingling. This character can use super senses, but only succeeds on the result of a 6. So, I think out of this one, this one and the one that gives them prob would probably be the most used for me if I was to do them. And she's the only one that actually has it positioned right on her sculpt, where it's behind her head. It looks like she's saying that, and it doesn't like cover any of her stats other than her point value, which you don't need unless she's dead anyways. Alright. So, she, later on, has a white attack ability that is pretty freaking crazy. Bottomless Interdimensional Satchel. Give Lady Deadpool a free action. Choose a close combat symbol and roll a d6. And roll a d6 twice that can't be rerolled. Lady Deadpool can use the standard power indicated by the color for that combat symbol until you use this power again. So, if you're... It's interesting that they do it by pick and roll. So basically, it's just a chart. You roll 2 dice and compare. So if you roll a 5 and a 6, you're getting outwit. So, sorry, let's make sure. Standard power indicated by that color for the combat symbol until... Oh yeah, you get to just choose your... So that would be outwit, stealth, or steal energy, or regeneration. Yeah, so you get to actually choose whatever power what power slot that's going to be in. Cool. Very cool. Very interesting. Very interesting. Next up, we have Copycat. Yeah, from the New Mutants. Give me another one of those dials. It doesn't want to turn for me. There we go. She's 90 points. Standard combat symbols with 5 range. She has a trait. Infiltrate my enemies. Before placing characters in your starting area, you may choose an opposing character that is 100 points or less. Copycat becomes friendly to that character's force, and that character becomes friendly to your force. Any game effects assigned to them is now assigned to the other. When Copycat fails a roll for shape change or uses regeneration after actions resolve, this effect ends, and any game effects assigned to each of them is now assigned to the other. So, very wordy, but basically at the beginning of the game, you swap her with someone else's character, and you get to keep that character until she either uses regen or fails super senses. So obviously you're gonna want to leave her in the background. They'll likely make you try and force you to attack her, but you don't actually have to attack her. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see how she plays out, and also very interesting with the game effects being assigned. So if they have someone on their team that is, say, assigned to their Phoenix Force and have a Phoenix Force shard on it, or if the person has a utility belt or an Infinity Gauntlet, or yeah, or even just relics that come with said characters, they are now going to be on your team, and you're going to be able to use those effects. Very cool. And it does say at the beginning, specifically before placing characters in your starting area, So I mean, stuff like the Book of Skulls, you're not going to get the hammers because obviously the hammers aren't out yet, and same with the power plant, stuff like that. But yeah, very interesting 90-point character that I'm going to have fun playing. Constrictor, another one of the Sinister Syndicate that you get to see in this set. And he's got the Masters of Evil team ability there, giving him basically colossal stamina. So he's 110 points. He's Sharpshooter, 3 range, double target. Now, I actually played him in a game last night, and I had a lot of fun getting his powers to go off. He has a trait, 2 coils. When Constrictor targets 2 characters with a ranged combat attack, instead of dividing the damage between them, he may deal his printed damage value to both hit targets. He starts with 3 damage. This is actually really solid, especially because he is a sharpshooter. He can running shot into base and shoot these people. Or even if he, like I did last night, starts his turn adjacent to 2 separate people, he can attack them both with the sharpshooter and do his full printed damage to both of them. The only downside to this is that he does only have a 3 range. But like I said, with the sharpshooter, makes it easier that you can attack while still in base with someone. And he also has his white attack ability, Vibranium Coils. When Constrictor hits an opposing character, choose. That hit character modifies its attack value by -3 when making a ranged combat attack until your next turn, or give the hit character an action token. So it's going to be up to you what you feel is the most beneficial, although I would, personally, I like to put the action token on, but actually making them have -3 to their attack, it's just that it's specific to ranged combat attack, which is the downside on that. But pretty solid figure. He starts off with 8 movement running shot, 10 attack with his Vibranium Coils, 17 defense with toughness, and 3 damage. So I didn't show you guys what... I keep missing out on showing you guys what certain characters are doing, but hopefully you can see the dial while I'm talking and can read it even though I'm not pointing it out. This is another character that once I pulled him and started looking at him, he is really good. I played him last night as well. He's 68 points, has the shield team ability, standard combat symbols, 6 range. He's got a trait, 6-pack recruiting. When you build your force, if GW Bridge and exactly 4 other characters share a keyword, you may choose one friendly character with a point value 150 points or less, and that character has a shared keyword. So his his keywords are shield, 6-pack, soldier, and weapon X. So when it comes to theme teams, I mean, you're not going to get the theme prob for soldier, but that could be really interesting, just turning a random figure 150 points or less and make him on your soldier theme team, or weapon X, or 6-pack, or actually really importantly shield. If you need someone you want to recruit to shield, it's really great to see these characters pop up that are allowing you to make these theme teams, even if under normal circumstances you wouldn't be having a theme team. He does have a white attack ability. Nom, a merc, shield, done it all. Give GW Bridge a free action and choose Close Combat Expert or Range Combat Expert. GW Bridge can use the chosen power this turn. And his white damage ability, Field Tactician. GW Bridge can use Outwit. When he does, he may use it to target any number of characters within range and line of fire that can use the same ability. So if you need to turn off someone's defense, you can turn them all off, as long as they're in range. And, of course, if they all have, say, invulnerable, invincible, and perfect. You know what I'm talking about. Okay, so his opening click, you've got 9 movement stealth, 10 attack with his choose a power, 16 defense with willpower, and 2 damage with that special outwit. So he's pretty cool. He's definitely a good addition to the shield characters, even to Weapon X, which you'll likely see a resurgence of keyword teams of Weapon X being played after this set. Next we have Grasshopper. I missed one yet? I've missed our I've gone over the 2 rares that we actually didn't get, were number 36 Bullseye and number 40 Dr. Blanc. So Grasshopper is a Great Lakes Avenger. He has a trait. But I am the secret brother of the secret crush of the first Grasshopper. When Grasshopper is KO'd, if no other friendly characters have been KO'd after actions resolve, you may return him to the map in the starting area on click 1. So he's 33 points. It's a lot of fun. If someone decides to kill him off right away, you want to throw him in someone's face. If someone decides to kill him off right away, he's just going to come right back. That's awesome. All right. And he's got a white attack power, maximum jump. Give Grasshopper a double power action and remove him from the map. At the beginning of your next turn, place him anywhere on the map. There was a Flash that did that. You guys know what I'm talking about. Okay, so he's got 9 movement. Sorry, 10 movement with leap and climb, 9 attack with his maximum jump power, 16 defense with toughness, 2 damage with close combat expert. So for 33 points, you might actually see this. He's armor too. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, you're probably gonna see him pop up somewhere in one of our games. Oh, Grasshopper. All right, and the rooster. Black Talon. He's a rooster. Look at that. He's a rooster. He doesn't want to turn for me. Okay, so our rooster here is 60 points. Standard attack symbols there, and no range. He does have a trait, Power of the Living Loa. When Black Talon uses mind control, you may place a KO'd opposing character in an adjacent square on its starting click, and that character becomes the target. After actions resolve, that character is moved from the game. That's pretty cool. So if you're already into the game, and excuse me. So if you're already into the game there, and you decide you've got some opposing characters there that have been KO'd, bring them on back. Just smack their buddies. It's cool. Alright, his white damage power, control of the mindless undead. Black Talon can use mind control with a range value of 8, and when he does, he may target friendly characters. If all of his targets are friendly, a lower point value, and have the monster keyword, he can use it as if he had 3 targets. Guys, he's the new Mole Man. He's 60 points, but he's the new Mole Man. Alright, does he actually have the monster keyword? He doesn't. So he's not going to do a monster theme team. But, oh, that's awesome. Alright. Way to go, Rooster Man. Alright. Continuing on with the Cassidy family. We have Black Tom Cassidy. He is 57 points. He has the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants team ability, which, much like the Avengers team ability, is pretty much useless. Can we get an update on those, please? That would be really nice. He has 2 different traits. And, yeah, 2 different traits. Sibling immunity. Black Tom Cassidy ignores all damage dealt by characters named Banshee unless it's dealt by a close combat attack. This ability can't be ignored. And much like Cyclops and Havoc did in Wolverine and the X-Men set. Partners in crime. If Black Tom Cassidy has no action tokens and a friendly character named Juggernaut within 3 squares would be assigned an action token, you may assign it to Black Tom Cassidy instead. He could be zombie fodder. You can get that zombie Juggernaut in there with him. Let that zombie Juggernaut just go. Alright. His white movement. At home in the woods, Black Tom Cassidy can use stealth. When he occupies hindering terrain, modify his attack and defense values by +1. And his white damage ability there, Shillelagh Heat Blast. Black Tom Cassidy can use Force Blast. When he does, he deals half the result of the d6 roll as penetrating damage after actions resolve. A character that you're probably gonna use Force Blast with, because it deals damage instead of just knocking them back. So his opening, we've got 8 movement with that stealth power, 10 attack with Force Blast. Sorry, not Force Blast, Smoke Cloud. 17 defense with toughness, 2 damage with his Force Blast power. With 6 range, yeah, he's a little solid. For 57 points, he's worth it to kind of just boost up a juggernaut there. And, you know, he's Brotherhood of Mutants, which is going to start popping up a lot more once Days of Future Past drops next week. And now Genesis. Now Genesis is 114 points. And all standard combat symbols. 6 range. He's got a white movement, Mr. Tolliver, Employer of Villains. Genesis can use enhancement and stealth. When an adjacent friendly character KOs an opposing character with an attack, after actions resolve, remove 1 action token from that friendly character and all action tokens from Genesis. Cool. And he has a white damage ability. You'll become Apocalypse's greatest horseman. Give Genesis a free action and choose another friendly character within range and line of fire. Until your next turn, that character has the Horseman of Apocalypse keywords and modifies all of your combat values by +1, unless already modified by this effect. Interesting. So you just a free action to give someone +1 to all their combat values. Why not? That's hilarious. Alright, so his opening click, he has 8 movement with that KO ability. 10 attack with Psychic Blast, 17 defense with Invulnerable, and 3 damage with Prob. He seems a lot of points for just a support, but he could be worth it for that opening Prob, opening Psychic Blast, and for that free ability. He does get it later on after his Prob, which, I mean, he doesn't get it until his 4th click, but still, it's just another one of those free actions that just give stuff. Free actions are dangerous. Alright. And Shroud. Shroud is 99 points. He flies. Not a whole lot of flyers in this set. And he's got 5 range. He has improved targeting, sees through hindering. Got a pretty cool sculpt there, too. He has a trait, Envelop in Dark Force. Shroud can use Smoke Cloud. Gives Shroud a free action and place 1 hindering terrain marker in his own or adjacent square. Remove that marker at the beginning of your next turn. So he kind of has a free action walking stealth. It doesn't matter where he is. He can use his own stealth. Pretty cool. Bomberangs is his white attack ability. Shroud can use Energy Explosion and Precision Strike. Gross. No super sensing away that Energy Explosion. Yeah. So he starts off with 7 movement stealth, 10 attack with his Bomberangs power, 16 defense with super senses, and 3 damage with shape change. He does have the Mystics team ability. Now for 99 points, he does seem a little expensive. Yeah, so he got 6 clicks of health. There's probably something I missed. I think that whole walking stealth thing costs a lot more than I'm expecting it to. So, interesting here. He's Heroes for Hire. Oh, and Mystical, of course. He's got Mystics. And Night Shift. I'm not sure if there's any other Night Shifts that have come out yet. So, it'll be interesting to look in on that one. And next, Shang-Chi. Completely awesome character, although his Prime version is much better. Unfortunately, we did not pull it. He's 90 points. He's Indomitable with 0 range. He has improved movement, ignores elevated and outdoor blocking. And he has a trait, Counter Block. Each time an opposing character targets and misses Shang-Chi with an attack, put a counter target on this card. Give Shang-Chi a free action and remove all counter tokens to make that many close combat attacks with a locked damage of 2. At the end of your turn, remove all counter tokens. So it's pretty interesting. It is a separate sentence there that says at the end of your turn, remove all counter tokens. So if you do not use them that turn, they're going away anyways. He's a guy you kind of want in people's face. He has a white attack power here. The greatest martial artist of our time. Shang-Chi can use close combat expert and precision strike. That's very solid there. So he's got a 9 movement charge, 12 attack with his close combat precision strike there. 18 defense with close combat reflexes, bringing it up to a 20 in close combat. That's ridiculous. With 2 damage and empower. Oh yeah, this guy is gonna be fun. Heroes for hire, martial artists, Marvel Knights. That's a keyword we haven't seen in a while. And spy. Very good stuff there. Alright, and I'm sure you guys heard me squee for this one. Blink. My girl, Clarice Ferguson. Awesome, awesome. And of course, she is the Marvel Heroclix 2013 fan vote winner. Awesome, because everybody loves Blink. Although I always feel like I'm the only person that read Exiles. I know I'm not. Don't jump on me. Okay, she's 86 points. Standard combat abilities, combat symbols there with 0 range. She has a trait, Blink and You'll Miss Me. Give Blink a power action when she has no action tokens. Place her in any square within 8 squares and make a close combat attack. If she hits, you may return her to the square she occupied when the action began. That is just an awesome trait. And it's so thematic for her. It works so well. Oh, I love this character. Okay. Her white movement power, group teleport. Blink can use flurry, phasing teleport, and the carry ability. She doesn't modify her speed value when using the carry ability, and may carry up to 3 characters that share a keyword with her, regardless of their speed combat symbols. Which, her keywords, Age of Apocalypse, Exiles, Generation X, New Mutants, and X-Men. She is going to be an awesome teleporter. She is 86 points. She's a little higher than most transports, but she also does a lot of stuff all on her own. So she doesn't have that stigma of being just a low point taxi. You can put her in there, and even when she's not taxiing people around, she is messing things up. She has a white defense ability. Blink can use combat reflexes and super senses. And her opening, she's got 10 movement with that group teleport. She has 11 attack, which is very good for her Blink and Miss Me trait. So she has a better chance of not missing her characters and popping back to where she began. She has 17 defense with that super senses and combat reflexes, which at close combat is going to bring that up to a 19, which will save her just in case that 11 attack isn't good enough to hit your character or her opposing target. And she does 3 damage with leadership. Awesome stuff. Although with that leadership, I'm really hoping that sometime soon we're gonna see more Exiles. We really need a reboot on Nocturne. We haven't seen her since the REV days. Even Mimic and Morph could do a lot better with the game design that we've got recently. And we have no Thunderbird. We have not had a Clix of Thunderbird. We need to get on that. Exiles. Alright. Now going into the super rares. We got 8 out of the 12, which is pretty solid for the 3 bricks that we opened. So I'm going to show you guys the 8 that we did get. The ones that we did not get, however, were Speed Demon, Arnim Zola, Tiamat, and Kingpin. So starting off with the ones that we did get is Deadpool and Bob. And they come with I Never Miss with the Sheep Gun. Now, the other unfortunate part about this is we scoured the house last night, and it looks like our Deadpool and Bob did not come with the sheep gun card. We're very upset about that. And a buddy of ours actually pulled 2 of these as well, and one of his was missing a sheep gun card. Also, so we're really hoping that this is not a common thing. If it is, that kind of sucks because he's a super rare. Alright, so what the sheep gun actually does for you guys is give this character a power action and place a sheep token as described on this card adjacent to an opposing character within range and line of fire. The token becomes a bystander on your force. Now the sheep is just kind of an annoyance, a funny tie-up piece. He's got 5 movement, 1 attack, 9 defense, and 0 damage. So he is doing absolutely nothing except annoying your opponent, which is it's just hilarious. So getting to actual Deadpool and Bob here, they have improved movement ignores character and improved targeting ignores hindering. Their trait, hiding is my superpower. Deadpool and Bob can use stealth. If they are adjacent to a friendly character of 50 points or more, Deadpool and Bob can use shape change. And they have a white defense ability, Ridiculous Regeneration. Whenever Deadpool and Bob would be dealt damage from an attack, roll a d6 instead. On the result of 1, they may take that damage plus 1. On the result of 2 to 3, they take the normal amount of damage. On result of 4 or 5, they take 1 damage. On the result of 6, they heal 1 damage. This power can't be countered or ignored. Now this is the regeneration power that we saw on Deadpool, and now it's on Deadpool and Bob. And they have a white damage ability. You're like my good luck charm, but I decided not to just bring your foot. Deadpool and Bob can use probability control, but only to target themselves or an adjacent opposing character. They can use it twice each turn. So twice on your turn, twice on your opponent's turn. Very cool, as long as you're adjacent to that opponent. So they are, it's kind of stuck under the rock here. They are 200 points. So this one actually doesn't block the stat window, which is nice. They have the duo attack ability, 7 range with 2 targets, 10 attack running shot, 10 movement running shot, 12 attack, energy explosion, 17 defense with toughness, and 4 damage with that prob ability there. So 200 points is a little expensive. You might not use them in sealed, but very solid piece there. And they do have the split and merge ability. Qualifying names are Deadpool, Bob, Agent of Hydra, or Wade Wilson and Bob. Now, I don't remember seeing a Bob, Agent of Hydra, but you guys would know better than me whether we've had him before or not. Alright, now this is the one you guys saw me go crazy for. Wolverine and X-23. Anybody that has been following us for any amount of time probably knows how much of a big Wolverine fan I am. So they are 168 points. They have the duo attack ability. They are indomitable. They have 0 range. They have improved movement, ignores hindering. They have a trait, sneak and kill. Wolverine and X-23 can use sidestep and stealth. Unhindered lines of fire drawn to Wolverine and X-23 during an opponent's turn are blocked unless Wolverine and X-23 have 2 action tokens or are adjacent to an opposing character not on its starting click. This is pretty solid. You can get out there and not worry about getting hit right away, which is a big thing for my Wolverines that usually get out there and die right away. Super excited for that. And their white attack ability there, Slice and Dice. Wolverine and X-23 can use Blaze Claw's Fangs and Flurry. When using Blaze Claw's Fangs, their minimum d6 result is 3, regardless. If they hit a character twice during a turn, they may use Incapacitate as a free action targeting that character. What? And they have a white damage ability there. Double hearing factor. Give Wolverine and X-23 a free action and roll a d6. On the result of 2 to 5, heal Wolverine and X-23 of 1 damage. On a result of 6, heal Wolverine and X-23 of 2 damage. So it's not a actual regen there, but it's a way to just kind of give them a bit of a boost to their health there. So they have an opening 9 movement charge, 12 attack with that Blaze Claw's Flurry, Psychoness, 17 defense with Toughness, 3 damage with Leadership. And when do they get that? Crazy. Okay, they get it on a click that they don't have regen. They actually get it on their 3rd click, which is pretty solid because you can give them free action, and pretty much as long as it's not a 1, they're going to be healing either back to click 2 or click 3. It's going to be very interesting to see them play out. I'm very much looking forward to it. Alright, next up is Banshee. Crazy, finishing off the Cassidy family here with Banshee. He's 98 points. He has the PD and X-Men team abilities. He can fly, and he has 8 range. He has improved targeting. Ignores elevated. We have not seen this yet. This is exciting. The first improved targeting to go through a building. That is huge. It also ignores hindering, but whatever. He has a trait in the sibling immunity. She ignores all damage dealt by characters named Black Tom Cassidy unless it's dealt by a close combat attack. This ability can't be ignored. Just like Black Tom has the opposite for him. And his other trait, it's going to get a little loud. Opposing characters within 6 range can't use super senses. Yeah, just let that sink in for a little bit. Opposing characters within 6 range can't use impervious, invincible, or invulnerable, but can use toughness instead. Yeah. When Banshee hits a character that can't use a power due to this trait, increase damage dealt to that character by -1. So he's doing a little bit less damage because he's turning off, but turning off someone's impervious, bringing an impervious or an invincible down to a toughness is huge. And he also has white damage power here, Sonic Scream. Banshee can use Pulse Wave. When he does, if you give him a double power action instead, he can use improved targeting, breaks, sees through, and breaks through blocking. Oh, he's so good, guys. He's so good. I'm so excited. And we're actually super excited that we pulled 2 of these because me and Jason both really wanted him, and I really don't share well when I have Clix that I like. We have 2 separate collections, but that's a story for another day. Alright. Moving on, we have Cable. Alright, new Cable. I know we just got one in Navy X, but new Cable. He is 163 points. He's indomitable and has 7 range. And he has a white movement power that he doesn't start with. Cable can use running shot and improve movement, ignore elevated, ignore hindering, ignore blocking. His white attack ability, Technopath. Opposing characters within Cable's range and line of fire modify their attack value by -2 when making a ranged combat attack. It's not even a ranged combat attack against him. It's just a ranged combat attack in general. If you are within range and line of fire of Cable while he has this ability, you're getting -2 attack, even if you're not even going after him. What a dick move. Alright. And his white damage ability that he starts with, Telepathic Future Leader. Cable can use leadership, outwit, and probability control. This power can't be countered. An unwittable outwit and prob. Ha, that is awesome. Now, it doesn't say it can't be ignored, so you're still going to pulse wave through that prob, but hey, you can't outwit it. He is also, switch click. He goes on the X-Men team base. This team character can use leadership, phasing teleport, and sidestep. Oh, I know I've mentioned it before, but man, a team base with sidestep is gross. Oh. And moving on. It's hammer time! So this is Thorpool. He is listed as Deadpool, but everybody knows him as Thorpool. This is Deadpool with, of course, Thor's Mjolnir hammer. Hammer time. This character can use Energy Explosion, Quake, the flight ability, not carry, the flight ability, and modifies its attack value by +1. When this character misses with an attack, remove this from the game, and word balloons with this name can't be attached to friendly characters for the rest of the game. So it's kind of a one-shot deal. If you do decide that you're going to have this on him, an attack, you're gonna want to make sure that it's an attack that you're not gonna miss, because otherwise, ba-bum, your hammer goes away. So Thorpool is 215 points. He is indomitable, and he has 6 range. He has a white defense ability, which is the ridiculous regeneration that we've seen on all the Deadpool so far, which is whenever Deadpool would be damaged from an attack, roll a d6 instead. On the result of 1, he takes that damage plus 1. On the result of 2 to 3, he takes the normal amount of damage. On a result of 4 or 5, he takes 1 damage. On the result of 6, he heals 1 damage. This power can't be countered or ignored. So he starts off with 11 movement running shot, 12 attack pulse wave, 18 defense with invincible, first invincible we've seen so far, top dial, and 4 damage outwit. Big stats, big cost. I know there's a fair amount of people that are going to be running Thorpool. Oh, probably not me though. Alright, clearing out our little bin here, we have T-Ray. T-Ray is 120 points. He's a Mystics. He's got standard combat symbols and 7 range. He has a trait, Imbued Blade. Characters that have taken damage from T-Ray's close combat attack can't be healed, and damage dealt to them can't be reduced below 1. Deadpool's arch nemesis. T-Ray can use phasing teleport. When he does, you may instead place him adjacent to any opposing character with Deadpool in its name. After this action resolves, T-Ray can be given a close combat action as a free action. If you're playing this guy, you want to hope to be across the table from a Deadpool. Again, I'm not sure, because in quotes with the whole with Deadpool in its name, whether or not Lady Deadpool is going to qualify for these. I think she does, but I may be wrong on that. So his white attack power, hieroglyphic scraps of paper. T-Ray can use super strength. Give T-Ray a free action and choose a standard attack power. T-Ray can use that power until your next turn. That's pretty awesome. He starts with that too. Oh boy. That's going to be fun. Alright. Kill all the Deadpools. Okay. So we're getting into the final figures here. I know this has been a long review for you guys. Now this is the super rare that me and Jason are going to be fighting over, and I just hope that we have a sealed coming up, and I just hope that I'm going to pull one. This is Typhoid Mary, Bloody Mary. This is probably one of the best uses of a switch click I have seen. She is not a team base figure. She comes with 2 separate dials. She has her Typhoid Mary dial and her Bloody Mary dial, and her figure just pops off of one and goes right on to the other one. Okay, so starting off with Typhoid Mary. I'm just Mary Walker, soap opera actress, Bloody Mary psychotic butcher. Each time a new click is revealed due to damage taken from an opponent's attack, roll a d6. On the result of 6, stop turning the dial. And Typhoid Mary ignores all further damage dealt this turn. On a result of 4 to 5, you may replace her with number 58B, Bloody Mary, on the same click number, and then deal her the remaining damage minus 1. So she has a chance to either avoid all damage, it's like a built-in impervious, avoid all damage, or switch over to her other one. So Typhoid Mary has a white attack power, pyrokinetic. Typhoid Mary can use energy explosion as if she had 2 targets. Now that's still not working with the printed damage, so she's not going to do 2 splash damage. She's just able to target 2 different people with her energy explosion. When she does, untargeted hit characters are dealt penetrating damage, which means that anybody you're going to be doing that splash, that area effect energy explosion to, are going to be taking penetrating damage. So that one target that she has is going to be doing damage. I was looking at Bloody Mary. I was like, why would they give that to her with 0 range? No. Typhoid Mary has 5 range. And she's got no extra powers. So Typhoid Mary starts with 8 movement running shot, 11 attack telekinesis, 17 defense with energy shield deflection, which is bringing that up to 19 at range, and 2 damage outwit. Now, pop her onto Bloody Mary. Has the same trait. I'm just Mary Walker, soap opera actress. Typhoid Mary, seductive assassin. So, exact same thing, same wording. It'll just pop her onto the other dial. Now, Bloody Mary has telekinetic knives. Bloody Mary can use Blades, Claws, Flames, and Flurry. When she uses Flurry, the second close combat attack may target a character within 4 squares in line of fire. This power can't be countered. So she can't be outwitted, but she can make a Flurry. She can make a Flurry to someone within 4 squares. And because it's still considered a close combat attack, it doesn't matter that you're adjacent to an opposing character. She can still attack someone and then lash out to someone within 4 squares in line of fire of her. And that Bloody Mary starts off with 8 movement charge, 11 attack quake, 17 defense with close combat reflexes, bringing it up to 19 at close combat, and 2 damage perplex. I cannot wait to put her on a team and play her out. Her keywords are assassin, initiative, martial artist, and the hand. Ooh, the hand. I'm gonna have fun with her and Electra. Oh boy. Alright. Now, Superior Spider-Man. Superior Spider-Man is 160 points. He's indomitable. He has 4 range. He has improved movement, ignores elevated and hindering. He has a trait, a more ruthless Spider-Man. Damage dealt by Superior Spider-Man can't be reduced below 1. It's kind of a built-in precision strike without the avoiding super senses thing. Spider Bots. Give Superior Spider-Man a free action and roll a d6. If the result is higher than the total number of friendly spider bots currently on the map and attached, should be and or attached, you may place a spider bot on the map up to that many squares away. Give Superior Spider-Man a power action to attach an adjacent friendly spider bot if there are less than 2 attached. Now that's the only downside on him. We just recently saw a character just like this with Toyman. Now the difference between that was Toyman was able to come into the game with one of his toys already attached, and it was a free action for him to add a toy to him, whereas this one he has to be given a power action to attach any of his spider bots to him. He has a white movement power. Superior Spider-Man can use charge and flurry. He's got a white attack power. Ridding myself of the weakling Parker. For people that don't know, this is actually Dr. Octopus in Peter Parker's body. Give Superior Spider-Man a free action and roll a d6. Once per game on the result of 3 to 6. For the rest of the game, modify Superior Spider-Man's attack and damage values by +1, and damage dealt by him can't be reduced below 2. So you do have a chance if you roll a 1 or 2 that this isn't going to work, and you can only do it, well, you can do it basically until it goes off. So you can give him a free action if you roll a 1, doesn't do it. Give him another free action the next turn. If he rolls a 2, it doesn't do it. But until you get that 3 to 6, then you just have +1 to everything, and you can't be reduced below 2. So it takes time to get to it, possibly. You might get it right off the bat. But yeah, because the effect of it is once per game on a result. I may be wrong on that. It's probably not the way I think it is. It's probably you get 1 shot at it. But we'll see how that gets rolled. So, speaking of spider bots, we've got Spider-Bot Mark II, and Spider-Bot Mark I. So these are found in the packages. They do take up a character slot like the toys did. And we've got Mark I. Mark I has a trait. A theme team may include Spider-Bot and is still a theme team if it includes a character named Superior Spider-Man. When Spider-Bot, so you're still going to have to pay the 10 points for him, but he's not going to break theme so long as, you know, you have the Superior Spider-Man with him. When Spider-Bot is attached to a friendly character named Superior Spider-Man, when that character uses Super Sense, increase the result of the D6 by 1. Now this takes away from the problem that they were having with the toys. Is that it's not gonna do that double effect thing. It's not for each, doesn't say for each Spider-Bot attached or whatever. This is just when Spider-Man uses super senses, increase it by +1. So they're both gonna activate to a most +2 if you have 2 Mark I's. And he's got a movement power there. Did I pick up the written? A movement power there. Plan Epsilon 2, Blinding Light. Give a friendly character named Superior Spider-Man a power action. If you do, each unattached character named Spider-Bat can use Incapacitate this turn. So it seems a lot of these things are kind of Spider-Man staying back and the bot's doing things for him. And his white attack power, Spider-Bot Swarm. Modify Spider-Bot's attack value by +1 for each other friendly character within 3 squares named Spider-Bot. So that just kind of happens. Doesn't take an action, it's not a free action, that just happens if there's other Spider-Bots in the area. So he has a 4 movement, an 8 attack, 15 defense, and 1 damage with Exploit weakness. He is tiny size, so he's getting +1 to his defense at range. Now he doesn't have any damage reducers or anything, so 1 hit and he's popped off, which is a little sad because Spider-Man doesn't have a way to reproduce these. You just come with as many as you can, and then once they're gone, they're gone. Spider-Bot Mark II. His trait, same kind of thing. A theme team may include Spider-Bot and is still a theme team if it includes a character named Superior Spider-Man. When Spider-Bot is attached to a character named Superior Spider-Man, the range value when using that character's Outwit or Perplex is doubled. Now this one I'm not quite sure on whether or not having 2 Mark IIs attached is going to double and then double. Likely not. But they're probably going to have to make a ruling on that, or just a clarification rather. So his white attack there, Plan Theta 1, Facial Recognition. Give friendly character named Superior Spider-Man a power action. If Spider-Bot is adjacent to an opposing character, if you do, place Superior Spider-Man in this character's square and either place this character in an adjacent square, or if there are less than 2 already attached, you may attach this character to that superior. So basically, give Superior Spider-Man a power action to move him across the map to wherever the Spider-Bot is there, and you can either put him adjacent, or if he doesn't have anybody attached, you can put the Spider-Bot attached to him. And his defense power there, Plan Epsilon 5, Power Dampener. If 3 or more characters named Spider-Bot are adjacent to an opposing character, Spider-Bot can use Outwit targeting that character if no other powers are countered on that character. So he can use Outwit as long as nobody else had used Outwit. Now he has a 4 movement with plasticity. Now guys, because of the way that they have to print stuff right on this black, it's very important to look at what the card is saying. There's the same problem that they had with the Superman action figure, because his plasticity there is looking very much like mind control. Always go by the card. So it's plasticity with a 4 movement, 8 attack, 15 defense, and 1 damage, with tiny size adding +1 against range. Those are the Spider-Bots for the Superior Spider-Man. And rounding out what we have here, are the 2 chases that we got in our 3. We got very lucky. We got 3 bricks and 2 chases. And we saw this in the bag. Dr. Octopus's octopus arm is actually, yeah, is actually broken. We're going to have to glue that back on. He has 135 points. He has standard abilities. He has 6 range with double target. Now, all of the zombies seem to have some kind of improved movement. His improved movement is ignore characters. His zombie hunger. When Dr. Octopus damages an opposing character, place a food token on this card if there are less than 5 food tokens. When Dr. Octopus would be KO'd by an opponent's attack, turn to its first KO click. Remove all food tokens from this card and heal it that many clicks. So hopefully he's done a lot of damage before he KOs himself, and that way you can bring him back. It also is very specific to an opposing character's attack. So if he dies due to, say, to poison, or, yeah, poison's probably the only one that's not an attack, he would KO without activating his zombie resurrection there. And also, yeah, I won't get into that. Zombie infection. When Dr. Octopus damages an opposing character, give that character a virus token if it has less than 5 virus tokens. When an opposing character is KO'd by this character, you may add it to your force, turn it to its first KO click, remove all of its virus tokens, and heal it that many clicks. So if you're beating on someone with one of your zombies and you actually manage to kill him with that zombie, then you get to bring that character back, heal it back up, and turn it into a zombie on your own force, which is really pretty freaking cool. He has a... Now, these are traits that all the zombies have. Octopus himself has a white attack power. Robotic arms don't decay, they just fall off. Dr. Octopus can use Perplex, but only to modify 2 distinct combat values of his by +2 each. I don't see the downside to that, really. It's always funny when they're like, but only to do this. Yeah, that's not a bad thing. Alright, his white damage. Superior undead intellect. Dr. Octopus can use Outwit. He may use it to target a character with a virus token anywhere on the map. So, yeah, if you have another zombie making tokens on there, if you've got, yeah, if you had attacked someone and they ran away with a virus token on it, anywhere on the map, regardless of line of fire, how far away they are, he's gonna outwit them pretty solid. Now, this is the interesting point. We haven't, as of right now, filming this video, heard anything about the zombie team base. It is listed as team base number 1 from GG, which we're gonna assume is Guardians of the Galaxy set coming out later this summer. It's just called Zombies. This team character and characters that began the game on this team base can use the Masters of Evil team ability. So that was that zombie. It's a little sad that his arm is broken off. We'll have to fix that. And the other zombie that we got that you guys didn't see us open, but we did manage to get, is, taking him out of the plastic, Zombie Juggernaut. I like that Dr. Octopus looks all zombified. Some of the other zombies, I was hoping they look a little more zombie. I mean, like, Venom has a huge hole in his chest. You do kind of see his bones here, but I don't know, the old zombies, the original chases from Supernova, when they first introduced chases, and they were ridiculously hard to get, much like these guys, even worse than these guys, they were missing limbs and jaws and parts of their head, and they looked really, really zombie. So anyways, Juggernaut is 195 points. He's indomitable. And he has all those zombie traits, as well as improved movement, ignores hindering, breaks through blocking, and ignores characters. His own attack power over there, we've got Juggernaut can use charge and flurry. And he's got a defense ability there, just bones in an unbreakable shell. Juggernaut can use invincible. When Juggernaut is targeted by Outwit, roll a d6. On the result of 3 to 6, ignore that use of Outwit. So he's going to be really hard to outwit his invincible or impervious. He's going to be probably one of the harder zombies to take down, which means he's going to be handing out a lot of virus tokens and getting a lot of food tokens too, which means he's going to be a hard guy to take down. All right. So for his zombie team base ability, this team character can use improved movement, break through blocking. Alright. And he, opening Clix, starts off with 9 charge, 10 attack with super strength, 17 defense with that invincible power, and 5 damage. This is gonna be the zombie you guys do not want to see across the table from you. And that has been our in-depth review of the figures that we pulled from our 3 bricks. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys stayed till the end to listen to me prattle on about all of these figures. Thanks so much for watching, and we will have coming up soon a review on the Deadpool OP kit, as well as next week we've got Days of Future Past dropping, so stay tuned for all of that.